Jager, I was talking to Josh Braun a couple weeks ago, and he talked about how you, Jalen Farmer, Josh Caddis made the conscious decision to welcome the new guys with open arms, and how that made a difference in chemistry. Why was that important for you guys to do, and how'd you learn that that's the best avenue?
Yeah, I mean, I think like the easy answer would be like the first thing that came to my head was just honestly we needed them. You know what I mean? So you want those guys to feel welcome. You want those guys to, know that they made the right decision coming here, and then also like putting myself like if you put yourself in their position, like how would I want to be treated? How would I want to feel coming to someplace new? So it was important to all of us. We kind of just had like a little sit down chat, like, hey, let's help these guys out as much as we can. Kind of treat them, maybe for the first week or two they're here, just like they're freshmen coming in, and kind of help them, show them how we do stuff here. And yeah, I think it made a huge difference when it comes to like just camaraderie, especially in the O-line room, along with just the team overall. Like the difference from last year to this year, honestly, has just been, huge in that aspect, in the locker room aspect and culture aspect. So I'm definitely really glad we did that.
The winner of this game, many years, has been the team that can run the ball the best. Like, you guys had some issues last week. Is that going to be a big focus for you going into this priority?
Yeah, I think it's always an issue, or a priority. Sorry, for us. That's one of our jobs. We protect the quarterback and have to open up the gas to run the football. At the end of the day, we got to be better than we were last week. I mean, that's the bottom line. So, really focusing on that this week, and just I mean, that's very true. I mean, every time we beat Louisville that I've been here, we ran the rock really well. So, and when you run the ball, it opens up everything. It opens up, they can't pressure you as much on third down or whatever it may be. They got to put more guys in the box, and that leaves our guys one-on-one on the outside. So, whenever you can run the ball, it makes everything easier. So it's been a big emphasis this week.
Last week they brought a lot of pressure early and often. So was it a mental part that you all were having lapses to let those guys get through? Was it physical execution? What kind of went wrong against when they brought that pressure last week?
I mean, I think I don't know. I mean, different situations probably for different scenarios. They did some stuff that we had seen on film and just had mental lapses, or I didn't ID the play right sometimes. So I take responsibility for that. And then other times, they just got us. I mean, sometimes that's just how. I mean, it's a game of chess, and sometimes you just get got. Whether it's, you just never really know what people are going to do, especially this late in the season. You can watch however many games we've had up to this point, and then they come out and. I mean, it's happened to us a couple times this year, and they come out and just run something completely different that they saw someone else do that worked. So, we're spending some extra time this week, just me and the guys. Like after this, we're going upstairs. We're gonna, watch all Louisville games, all that stuff, all their pressure cut-ups, and just try to be ready for stuff that we haven't been good on in the past, because that's what people like to do. And
Growing up, when do you remember the first time where you realized how big a deal this rivalry was?
Probably the first time I went. I mean, it's always been. I remember like my dad was actually I talked to my brother yesterday on the phone. He actually lives up in Louisville now. He's working. He just passed his bar exam. But I was talking to him, and he was telling me he's 3 years older than me, so he remembers more when I was little. But he was like, "Do you remember whenever we went? I don't remember what year it was. We went to a Louisville Kentucky football game, and Kentucky lost, and I guess it was at Louisville, and I spent the whole time on the car ride home crying, like throwing a fit in the car." I mean, ever since I can remember, it's always been a big deal, and I know how big of a deal it is to the people in the state for both sides, and that motivates us to want to play and want to win. Obviously, I mean, it's a big rivalry game. We want to win. They want to win, just like any other football game. But there is that extra notch being an in-state rivalry, and playing for a trophy is always a big deal. So.
You grew up around it. What have you learned, since being, on the inside?
Yeah, I mean, really nothing's changed for me mentally. Just I think I do take a little bit of a responsibility for guys, like with how college football is now, of like explaining to them what this means to people. Like people got to go into work on Monday, and everybody knows which side you're on, and if you're on the side that lost, you're going to hear about it for a week or two, and probably longer, honestly. So, I do kind of take pride in letting guys that aren't from around here, haven't played here, this is their first year here or whatever it may be, just letting them know how big of a deal it is. But I mean, these guys know. I mean, everywhere has rivalry games. It's a big deal everywhere. I mean, but this is got a little extra oomph, especially for guys that are from Kentucky.
Do you feel like it adds pressure knowing that you have to win the game to be able to be bold for the season?
I think it does, but also, like, I think I said this last time, like, one of Coach Stoops' biggest things is just want-to-know mentality, you know what I mean? So, I mean, we're obviously all very aware that, you know, we have 5 wins. We're fighting to play together one more week. But at the same time, I think when you look at it from the standpoint of, you know, this is just the next one, Coach Stoops always says the next mission. I think that's kind of the mentality we have is obviously, you know, weren't proud of how we played last week as a whole, everybody. And it's just kind of about getting that bad taste out of your mouth and go to win the next one. So.
Jager is one of the guys that Coach Merrill recruited here. How weird is it going to be to see him in red on the field?
Yeah, it'll definitely be weird. I mean, yeah, me and Coach Merrill still are pretty close, and I mean, I haven't really talked to him obviously because the season and stuff. But you know, I obviously still have love for him. At the end of the day, I've seen it so often. Not people going to Louisville, but just in general, with you got to do what's best for you and your family, and you know, I think we understand that. I mean, that's how the transfer portal and stuff has made that a lot more understandable, I feel like. So,
Is that loss still sting at all from a year ago?
of course, yeah. I mean, I've watched that game I don't know how many times. Yeah, it definitely still stings. I talked to Eli on the phone the other day, and we started talking about it, just being from Kentucky. Obviously, you know, wasn't proud of that game either. So, definitely have something to prove on Saturday as a team just after last week, and it being the game it is. So I'm excited for the opportunity.
You had to kick over to right guard for a little bit last week, and
Yeah.
Evan came in. What have you we haven't seen Evan this year, so what have you seen from him?
He's a grinder. I mean, his work ethic has really stuck out to me. I mean, and just his attitude about, you know, how everything's kind of shaken out here. You know, just the way he works, knowing the situation he's in, and his attitude and the questions he asks me. You know, and trying to do stuff with me after practice, asking me why I did something this way or why I did this footwork. You know, kind of keeps me honest too, because, you know, I know he's always sitting back there watching me, and I don't want to, you know, get grilled when I come off the field. Him asking me why I did certain stuff. So it's been awesome just having him. I think what a lot of people overlook is like people always talk about like the starting quarterback, backup quarterback relationship, right? In the NFL, like I feel like centers is a lot the same way because, you know, we have to see someone might see a certain protection call this way, but I see it this way, and we kind of got to hash it out and see, like, okay, we're going to call this. This makes sense to both of us. So, you know, I couldn't ask for a better guy to work with stuff like that, and a guy to bounce ideas off of. So he's been great.
Talking about him keeping you honest, has there been a time yet where he kind of stumped you? Like, hey, let me get back to you on that.
There was one time, probably like week 2. It was like a Giants front. It was like 3 bigs, and I didn't see that it was 3 bigs, and I called it like to the left instead of the right. And I remember walking off the field, and Wolf's like over here yelling. And then Wibbs comes up. He's like, "What are you doing?" I was like, "Dude, I don't know, man." And then Wolf just starts getting ready. We're just both laughing, like looking at each other. But yeah, I'm sure there's been other ones, but that's one that stands out to me for sure.
Jager, just how proud are you of the season you've had after, you know, you were pretty upfront that last year didn't go the way you wanted.
Yeah.
Just moving positions and being
Yeah. I'll say I am proud of myself. You know, I mean, I'm not gonna sugarcoat. I've had, everybody knows, an up and down career. Moments I'm not proud of, whatever. Haven't played to the standard that I set for myself a lot of the time. But this year I am. You know, I turn on the tape, watching some past games, and I'm proud of what I put on film this year. And you know, I couldn't have seen it working out any better than it did with just getting kind of a redemption shot at center and being able to prove that I can do that, because obviously it didn't go well the first time. So, yeah, I'm proud of myself. I'm really proud of myself for how the season's went.
We got a Thanksgiving question?
Yeah.
There we go.
All right, man. Obviously, Thanksgiving, you're from here, so you get to be around the family.
Yeah.
Wanting to. Just, you know, what's your favorite thing about Thanksgiving, and, you know, what do you like to say?
My favorite thing about Thanksgiving's got to be just getting around my family. I got family spread all over Kentucky, so it's really the only time, because Christmas normally stuff's going on if we're in a bowl game or whatever it may be. So just getting around my family, honestly. I heard you ask Daver and the one about favorite Thanksgiving memory. I was over there thinking about it. I'd say, so last year, my roommate was Ben Crispin last year, and he obviously had passed away at UNLV, and he came to my family Thanksgiving last year. And I was actually talking to his mom like 2 days ago just about how he got to spend his last Thanksgiving with my family. And I just want to encourage people, like, and I heard Daver talking about a similar situation, like, enjoy the time, cherish the time. Like, you never know what's going to happen to someone. And I look back on that now, and at the time it wasn't a big deal. It was just a teammate coming to Thanksgiving. But now I look back on it as like just a day I got to spend with him. Yeah, I mean, I look back on it and wish I could go back to that day. Yeah.
Okay, folks, thank you very much.
Appreciate you guys.
Thanks, sir.